Hey, amazing dads. Welcome back to the Better Dad podcast. I am your host, Jubel Jamal. And today we shall be looking at something that is very close to our hearts. I'm not using ChatGPT to say that. I'm saying something beyond the noise. Why do we truly need to listen to our children? There's a difference between listening and hearing what they say. And I noticed recently that my daughter told me that I don't listen to her. And because the question was, what would respect mean to you? And she said, respect would mean that she's heard, she's listened to. And so I felt that I had to work on something. So today I'm going to bring in a guest that would help us look at this topic because I do not want to be the only one talking about this. So I'm going to invite our guest in so that we can take that topic together. His name is Deji Shomi. He is a family system engineer, he's a coach, and most importantly, he's a father like myself with children, and he will be talking based on experience and not just based on theory. I'm waiting for him to come in. Yes, now we have with us Mr. Deji Shomi. Welcome to the Better Dad podcast. We are looking forward to having you here. Now, I was just telling our audience that we are looking at a situation where children are saying that, or my daughter was saying that respect to her means being seen and being heard, because I asked, what do you feel respect is? And so, based on that, I feel it's a very important topic that we talk about. How is it that we can not just hear our children, but listen to them? What's the difference?
Okay. First of all, I will start with a question because for me, questions are also the answers. To us, as fathers or as parents, as the case may be, when is
Yeah.
respect a value and when is it a tool for oppression? That is the question all fathers must ask themselves, or all parents must ask themselves, because when we talk about respect as a value, then that means that is a system that operates in us. Be it a child, be it an adult, we
Mm.
respect everybody. But at times, due to our environment here, we seem to let on that only adults should be respected, should be honored. Children, not so much. The problem with that is, while it seems to put children in their place, it creates another problem for itself because the child believes that they don't have to respect
Yeah, but
people
we would
like
like to.
themselves, people like themselves, or people that are not as old as
Yeah.
their parents. So now, what we need to teach our children is structure to respect. The child needs to know their
But
place
we don't want to go off the point
of the listening. Yeah, I'm
listening
going
to
to
them.
circle back
I
there
was just using that.
immediately. Yeah,
That's the reason why my own daughter proved to me that it's important to listen
yeah.
to them.
It is. Yeah,
So
that's what
back
I'm
to that
getting.
topic,
Yeah,
how would you link?
that's what I was getting back to. That
Okay.
now respect has to be a system because as fathers, we represent a sense of security, structure, and validation for our kids. So when our kids feel truly
Mm,
heard
yeah,
by their dad, it builds an incredible foundation of trust. They feel seen, they feel valued,
I agree with you on that.
understood.
Yeah.
And it tells them one particular thing that is fundamental to a child. What I think, what I feel matters to my dad. I matter to my dad. That is why we cannot afford just to
Hmm.
hear them because there's going to be a lot of things they are saying. Things we don't want to hear, things we don't have time for, things we don't feel is worth our time. But we have to listen. And by listening,
Mm.
waiting to see what that thing means to them, where it's coming from, and what needs to be done about it. Should we guide them to the solution that they need, or is this something that we are going to need to attend to for them? But we need to pay attention. That is why hearing is passive, but listening is active. That is my answer to that particular question.
All right. Thank you so much for that.
So,
But a lot of times, body language also comes in because as fathers, we know we are busy. That's just the truth. We try as much as possible to juggle family life with providing for the family, with being there for them emotionally. So we have scenarios where most times the kids come and we carry work home. How is it that we can show by our body language that we are listening and not just hearing them? I think that's also something that's very important for us to look into. So, what would you say about that?
yeah, it reminds me of a time my son came to me to speak to me about football. He's like football mad. I think he was watching a
Okay.
match and
Hmm.
there was a goal, something that just intrigued him. And I was like, ah, I have too much to do to talk about football. So he was talking to me. I was on my system. I was doing what I had to do. I
Yeah.
had a deadline. And he kept on talking. Then eventually he got frustrated. And he says, are you even hearing what I'm saying at all? To which I knew that it is now
Mm.
emotional for him. So I paused
Something at
what I
work.
was doing, turned on the chair, and faced him and said, I'm sorry, I had to do this because it is time conscious, but I should have explained that to you, either to have told you to come back later, or I will come back and meet you so that you can talk about what you want to. But you are important to me, and I want to hear what you have to say. And he says this bit about the game. It didn't take more than 2 minutes. He hugged
Hmm.
me. I didn't think there was a reason for him to hug me, but he hugged me, and I knew what that hug meant. That hug was, thank you for placing me ahead of whatever you are doing. I love you. That's what it was. I felt so good. I chilled for a few minutes
Yeah.
before I now continued what I was doing, this time passionately, because my mind was at rest at one point, and I was basking in his own validation of his love
That's
for
good.
me. Simple.
Hmm.
So I learned a vital lesson that day that whenever somebody that matters to me or anybody is speaking to me, give them your attention. Leave whatever you're doing. It's going to be temporary. Turn to them. Let them see your body language say, I'm here. Speak to me. Because the body language that is you are working or doing something else while they're speaking to you is you don't have their attention. To be seen, to be heard, and to be valued are very important, and it needs to show in our body language. That's what I advise, or that's
Thank you
one of the
very much.
things that you can do.
But is it only body language that is involved?
Oh, body language.
Is there only body language that is involved? Because
Body,
I believe that personally, when speaking with my own children, I notice that aside from body language, they want me to respond. They want me to make those sounds that helps them know that they can be sure that I'm understanding them. So how do we go about making sure that it's not just the body language, but that we are actually immersed in listening to them? How can we show them that we are really there as fathers? It's difficult for us because our minds, we have lots of things happening in our minds. So what would you suggest that we do so that they can know that yes, we are immersed in this conversation, like you
okay,
said, so that they can feel loved once again?
loved ones. First thing I'll ask you to do is to go back to when you were a child and be childlike. Our children talk with a lot of imagination and
Mm,
creativity, and you have to match it because if you can't match it,
yeah.
you can't be where they are. So there will be times where you need to contribute. There will be times you need to repeat the last three words so that they can know that you are on this particular journey with them.
Okay.
There are some times whereby you have to just lead them to some kind of solution, not really give it to them, to let them know that, oh, he's thinking about this with me. There are some times you just have to give them options. It's not every time you're going to give them a solution, but every once in a while that would happen because we are also
Okay.
mentors as we are parents. But most of the time, the best way to teach someone how to get fish is not to give them fish, but to show them how to fish. So you can show them thought patterns. You thinking of alternatives to whatever they're talking about shows that you are following what they are saying. And most of the time, what serves as a block for us parents is that we can't put
I have to take
ourselves
notes.
in the place of a child. That's why we get it wrong so often of the time. We can't see it. They are calling you, pulling you. Come and see this movie. Come and see this movie. This part is so fun. You get there and you just look at it and go back. No. The child called you to something that is like a treasure for them. Find a way to understand whatever it is that they called you to and participate. It will bind you like nothing else. You have to participate.
Thank you so much. One thing I've learned from what you've said, or let me just not say one thing. There are three things I've picked up. One thing that's very important is body language. So we need to
Yeah,
drop whatever we are doing, listen with our full body involved.
yeah,
One thing you said is very important is to listen without interrupting, not getting involved in contributing, but rather assimilating everything. And then when they stop, we would we would lead them to the solution, especially if it's about a question. So that it helps them to see that you listened very well before you offer solutions. I think that really is profound because it would help them to feel valued,
yeah.
not just feel as if once again we're giving them the answers as usual. And there's
Agree.
this something that you said that usually happens. We need to learn to be excited with them about things that excite them.
Yeah,
Whether it's a movie they want to watch and things like that, we need to be excited with them because if we are not and we are feeling as if we are always grown up, that breaks the connection.
it does.
Yeah, that
We must
connection.
always stay connected to our
All
own
right,
inner
thank you so
child
much, Mister.
to be able to relate with them.
Mm. We must always be connected to our inner child to be
To be
able
able
to
to
relate
connect
with
with our
them.
children. Yes.
So connect with them. That's a great thought. That's a great thought. So, so what are the final parting words that you will have for our audience this afternoon?
Okay. I would say, their fellow father, fellow dad, we have so much power, and our children look up to us for so many things because we are the ones they've known from when they were babies, and we are like God to them. Now, we must not mishandle this relationship. We should also show ourselves as relatable.
Mm,
We must be able to tell them stories of when we also failed, when we also failed, and when we were trying to stand on our heads instead of our feet. Just to let them know that I was once like you.
yeah,
I am here to guide you to
vulnerable. Yeah,
either you make mistakes or not.
yeah.
Parenting at the home is the field of a lot of failed experiments, and you have to let it go without a lot of judgment. But I can tell you one thing, connect with your
Mm,
child. They will never want to disappoint you. They will not. So that
mm,
is one thing that we have to keep in mind. We stay connected to them, we be with them, and you will find that you become their confidant rather for life. Just staying there
mm.
is important.
Very,
Staying.
very insightful things that have come from you this afternoon, Mister. Deji.
Huh? It is the job.
Thank you so much for this
My dad,
insight.
you understand it. It's the job.
Yes, it is the job. It is the job. So let's wrap that's how we'll wrap up this particular session of our Better Dad podcast. We look forward to having you at another time to discuss with us on various topics. And for our audience, thank
Look
you so
forward
much
to
for paying attention. We want you to put into practice what we have said. And so a challenge for you, dear fathers, is throughout this month, we want you to listen without judgment. Listen to to immerse yourself into the conversation of your children, and we want to make sure that that will help us to connect better with our children. So until we meet again, thank you so much for joining us, and we look forward to meeting you the next time that you join us on the podcast.